Before him, there was Nate Robinson, who became a three-time slam dunk champion, listed at 5'9". Then there was Earl Boykins of the Nuggets standing at 5'5". Also, Spud Webb, who won the slam dunk championship at 5'7", surpassing even the height of Dominic Wilkins, one of the best dunkers in history. Calvin Murphy was there too from 1970 until 1983, ranking as the top scorer in the NBA with a career average of 25 points per game despite its 5'9" height. Back in those times, the three-point shot was not yet prevalent. There have been many players below 6 feet tall who had successful careers in the NBA. This is notable since the average height in America is around 5'8" or 5'9". However, the shortest player to ever play in the league was Tyrone Bogues, better known as Muggsy Bogues. Now, moving on from the lengthy introduction, let's focus on the main topic. He was the 12th overall pick in the 1987 draft class, alongside the likes of David Robinson, Scottie Pippen, Keegan Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Mark Jackson, and Reggie Miller. So there are many Hall of Famers in that draft class. Muggsy Bogues is the shortest player in the history of the league, but he was also one of the highest draft selections compared to other big players during that time. Take note that when their heights were measured back then, they were wearing shoes. Unlike today, where they removed the shoes because of the policy. Someone told me before that he was even shorter, around 5'3", when he came to my town. I know some stories about him, but I'll share them in a different episode. He's also from Baltimore, Maryland, and you probably know which coach I mentioned there. You won't find anyone like Muggsy Bogues, who played from 1987 until 2001, a time when the game was really tough. It's different now, so let's go back to basics for a while. Muggsy was a wrestler and a baseball player when he was young. He first played for Southern High School in Baltimore. However, because he wanted to become a dental technician, he transferred to Dunbar High School, which offered healthcare classes. Bob Wade was his coach there, and no, he's not related to D. Wade. Before becoming the head coach of the University of Maryland, Bob Wade coached Muggsy and his two other teammates at Dunbar High School, where they had an undefeated team. They were joined by 3 future NBA players, David Wingate, Reggie Williams, and Reggie Lewis. They were the number 1 high school team in the U.S. at that time, with their point guard standing at 5'3". Muggsy Bogues received multiple offers from Division I college teams, and they chose Wake Forest, where he played for 4 years. He became the leader in steals in their conference. Despite being only 5'3" and facing opponents who were over 6 feet tall, Muggsy was a fierce defender, averaging at least 3 steals per game in college. He was also the team leader in assists, and because of his outstanding performance, Muggsy became a legend at Wake Forest, and they retired his jersey number 14. He didn't immediately head to the NBA. He first played in the minor league. In the United States Basketball League, he played for the Rhode Island Gulls, where their team was the fan favorite and ranked number 1 in attendance in the entire league. Here, Muggsy had an impressive average of 22 points and 8 assists per game, the highest in his entire basketball career. Unfortunately, he got injured and didn't finish the season, but he still won the Rookie of the Year award. In 1987, he entered the NBA draft, which was one of the most talented draft classes of that era, and he was selected as the number 12 pick. However, the Bullets didn't like the pick as they wanted to get Mark Jackson, who won the Rookie of the Year award. Muggsy became teammates with Manute Bol and the Bullets, becoming the shortest and tallest players to play together in NBA history. He started 14 games out of 79 and averaged 5 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists, and 1.6 steals per game. Even as a rookie, he became the team leader in assists and steals during that season. And I'll repeat, he's only 5'3". On that team, Muggsy played alongside legends like Bernard King and Moses Malone. In 1988, the Miami Heat and the Charlotte Hornets entered the league. There was an expansion draft, and the Hornets selected a player named Muggsy. Initially, he was put in the second unit to provide energy as a verse in the team's second team. As time went on, Muggsy became one of the faces of the Hornets franchise, along with Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning. However, the most famous story about Muggsy is related to a picture during a playoff game in 1995. The Hornets were facing the Bulls in the first round, and Muggsy was assigned to guard Michael Jordan, who was the best player in the NBA at that time. With Muggsy being 5'3" and Jordan being 6'6", there was a significant height difference. In the dying seconds of the game, the Bulls were leading by 1 point. Michael Jordan told Muggsy to shoot it, midget, and Muggsy took the shot but missed, resulting in the Hornets' defeat. This incident affected Muggsy's confidence as a player. He was not happy about the news coverage. However, in some reports, it was not mentioned that Michael Jordan used those words. In a different interview, Muggsy said he didn't hold any grudge against MJ, even though they appeared together in the movie Space Jam. Muggsy was one of the most popular players in the 90s due to his height and ability to compete with larger players during a time when the game was very physical. He became the all-time leader in assists and steals for the Hornets, and his records are likely to stand for a long time. Muggsy's tenacity, heart, and fearlessness were his biggest strengths in the game. Despite being small, he had a 44-inch vertical leap, which he used for scoring and defense. His height advantage also made it difficult for offensive players to see him and allowed him to quickly steal a ball. In fast breaks, Muggsy would direct the play with his speed, and he wasn't afraid to take shots or face opponents head-on. Overall, Muggsy was an exceptional player, and his story will continue alongside other NBA legends.